What's going on, guys? So in today's video, we got a package that came in the mail. Go open this bad boy up, see what we got. Open this up. We got a few things in here. Oh, we got two. So we got one box here and another box here. I don't know why it seemed way heavier. The packaging on these boxes is just, you make sure everything is gonna come nice and neat and in one piece. I mean, that is a nice amount of bubble wrap. This one, Vervantaville, I believe that's how you pronounce that. Not too sure. Next up, and I'm gonna keep these Begbe. These names are different. So let's try out this one first. So we're gonna try to guess the color of the bottle. So normally he'll do like either silver or he'll do gold. Vervantaville sounds fresh. I want to say, I'm thinking gold, but I want to say silver. Since I thought gold first, I'm gonna go with gold. This is the presentation on the boxes. Pretty straightforward presentation. Let me get my camera together here. Big straight up our foam. Barrett Fragrances right on front. Matte grayish brown bottle. Big straight up our foam. And you got Barrett Fragrances right on front. Let's open this up. And I was right. I was thinking gold and I guessed correctly. Beautiful gold cap on that. And as I've said before, when you first get it, it's going to be a protective film right on the front. So what you'll do is you'll just grab a piece of that corner and just peel that protective layer off. I want to say Vervantaville. Could be completely butchering this. Let's check this out. We'll try it on our inside of our arm here. Great atomizer as always. This smells familiar. It has a floral, like a nice deep, not gonna say deep, but sort of like a juicy floral component, musky. There's a little bit of like this peppery, like really floral spice that's lingering around in there. Something smells like a currant bud or something like that. You kind of get like that tangy, musky, sort of tangy, musky, sultry vibe, a little bit like a black currant or some sort of a currant bud or something. Some floral components that's lingering around in there. There is a little bit of a sharp zestiness in there as well. It's really nice. This is really enjoyable. This will be great for spring, in my opinion. Get some woodiness that's in there, like almost like a wet woody sort of a vibe. I don't want to say oak moss because it's not coming off completely like an oak moss, but there's like a damp woodiness to it. It's like a little bit of a smoke to that wood. Something like there could be some bergamot in here possibly, or like a slight citrus. It's really enjoyable. I really like the way that comes across. Like I said, like a sparkling, like I said, not sparkling, but like a spiced citrus, floral, fresh, zesty. And you got some woodiness in there and like a faint hit of smoke and musk. Really enjoyable. I want to say I've smelled something like this before, but I can't put my finger on what that is. Let's try the next one. And this one is gold as well. Like I said, just peel back that little protective layer. The name of this one is Begbe. Like I said, these names are different. Everything well done, no leaks or anything like that. I've never had any issues like that with this brand so far. Let's try this out. Ooh! Now that one smells like, man, that smells like a leathery vetiver oud. You get like that almost earthy paper like vibe. There's some woodiness in here. It's like a really soft, creamy sweetness. Man, it's not, it's a really faint, really vintage sweet vibe that it has. I don't know where that sweetness is coming from, but it's really charming. It's really soft, has a nice amount of antiquity to it, a vintage sort of a vibe. Has like an old and aged vibe to it. Could possibly be some patchouli in there as well. Maybe that's somewhat of that earthiness that I'm catching. I'd argue and say there may be like a patchouli, vetiver, an oud, and I thought something leathery was here. I'm not sure if it's maybe a libinum that I'm catching or labdanum, but this is really interesting. I really love the way that this comes together because it's It's got like a mature vibe to it. It's not obnoxious. It's not a fresh fragrance by any means. It's definitely for the fall and for the winter. Right in that beginning, I want to say there's possibly either coriander or aluminum in that opening. There's something almost tar-like, I don't want to say tart, but don't want to say tangy because that's not the right word, but like a salty, tar, peppery vibe. And so it's reminding me of like either a coriander, pink pepper, aluminum sort of a vibe. And then you get like this smooth paper like vetiver, almost earthy patchouli, dry, and you get like this faint dry sweetness that lingers in there as well. It's not a whole lot of it, but there is some. There's some smokiness that is here that I would say, I wouldn't normally say something like a cedar wood. It's really smoky and it's well done, it's balanced. Oh man, I love the way that that smells. It has an oud vibe, but it's not animalic in any way. Really soft and balanced oud, has a lot of character to it. Smooth hint of sweetness, earthy, has a paper-like vibe, almost like a vetiver. So let's check these fragrances out. So my first guess with Revanteville, I was saying that it was like a black currant, citrus, black currant, rose, some sort of a floral component, some musk, bergamot, something zesty kind of hanging in there a little bit. So that could be the citruses that I was thinking I'm picking up. And then I mentioned like it was like a sort of like a aquatic wood, so like an oak moss possibly. Well, let's check this one out and see how far off we are. So we'll try out Revanteville first. This is their variation of Greenlee. And I want to say Greenlee is that Parfum de Marly or Creed? Not exactly sure. A crisp green apple and bergamot, so we were right on that one. I didn't catch the apple at first, but we were right on the bergamot. We mentioned black currant, doesn't have that. It says it has lavender and violet leaf, amber and sandalwood. So we were thinking black currant, musk, we were thinking citruses, we were thinking oak moss, but it didn't have those components in it. But let's check out Greenlee, the actual fragrance, and see what is okay. So it is Parfum de Marly, and see what's inside of this fragrance. So there is this, or on this one there is a citrus besides bergamot that's here. We mentioned oak moss. It does have oak moss. It does have musk. We mentioned rose. I don't know what pomerose is. It's with a powerful fruity rose smell. Okay, so we did pick that up a little bit in the layout. So this isn't not a bad looking layout for the notes here. All right, so for the next one, Begbe, which is inspired by Parfum de Marly's Carlisle. Let's take a smell on this one again. And it's just a really nice scent. I love the way that smells. That's the color juice on there, like a pale, light, yellowish gold. That smells so good. Like I said, I don't know if I'm catching an incense that is the smokiness that I'm catching. And it is like a tanginess in the beginning. Like I said, I blame it on either aluminum, coriander, or pink pepper. It seems like it could possibly be a citrus, but nah, I'm not gonna say citrus. We're gonna stay away from that guess. We're gonna go oud, vetiver, patchouli. There's something smoky here, almost like an incense. So I think we can safely call out an incense on that one. Aluminum. I was gonna say labdanum, but I don't think so. I'm not gonna say that. The sweetness, I don't know where the sweetness is coming from. It's not, I can't say vanilla, it's a faint sweetness. So it could possibly be from the oud. There are some ouds that have sweetness in them. And I've smelled a profile similar to this before, and I just can't remember what it was. I wanna say Encre Noir Extreme from the league. I wanna say it had a similar profile. And I wanna say Red Tobacco has a dry down component something in their dry down that reminds me of this as well. I could be off with that. There's not a lot of woody fragrances that I have that does this. So I want to say it's either red tobacco that has a similar vibe in that dry down, and aqua noir. But let's check this note layout out. So we already did our guesses on the notes. It says bergamot, and I said something citrus, but I couldn't pinpoint it for real. I mentioned leather. It does have lavender in it, warm spices, smoky woods, and vanilla. It didn't seem vanilla enough for me to blame it on vanilla, but there was a lingering sweetness that was there. So right here you can see the bergamot, you can see the lavender, leather, warm spices, and says woods and vanilla. But I wasn't able to pinpoint the vanilla or the bergamot. There was something leathery there, and we were blaming it on labdanum, but it didn't seem like it was enough of it there. There is something else that I'm picking up that feels a bit more tar, peppery. I don't know though those are the correct words. There is something else there. Let's check this out on Fragrantica and just check out some surface level note information on Fragrantica. Pull up Carlisle. Balsamic. That's what it's something balsamic that I was catching. So there is green apple, and I mentioned that was something kind of crisp in the opening, but it wasn't nearly enough for me to say citrus. So this is what I was catching. Nutmeg, I wasn't catching any of that. Saffron, I think I mentioned rose, tonka, apopanox, osmanthus. Is this the tar-like vibe that I was catching? Just with a milky, woody, leathery. No, okay, that's not it. Apopanox. What does that smell like? That's the sort of resinous balsamic vibe that I was catching. Sweet, balsamic, warm, spicy fragrance. Okay. I think I did mention patchouli. Tonka bean, I wasn't catching that. And Divana. What does Divana smell like? So green herbs, fuchsia, sharp, herbal, bitter green note with balsamic undertone. So that and that apopanox was kind of working both together. It's just a really nice vibe that I get from this fragrance. Like I said, I get like a woody, almost paper like a dry, earthy, dusty chocolate, and some sweetness in there as well. But it's not enough for me to identify that sweetness as vanilla. It's just like a lingering, soft sweetness. Beautiful scent. I really like this one. There hasn't been a woody fragrance that I really enjoyed as of late, but this one is really good. I really like the way that this comes up and how this comes together. I think Carlisle would be an excellent scent to possibly layer with something that has a bit more sweetness, maybe something with cherry, maybe something with a peach, something with apricot, date, apple, like a red apple. I think that'll be a great layering fragrance. All right, guys, that is it for this video. That is Begbe and Vervanterville. That is it for this video. I will drop the link in the description where you guys are able to check out that website. You were able to pick these up for roughly around $45, and you're also able to get it in a travel size. This will be a 10 ml, comes in the white casing here, and you get a nice amount of that spray, and you can pick this up for like $12, which is insane. That is a really good price, a great presentation for that price point. Really hard to argue with that, and it makes that debate and that decision making a lot easier when you know you're getting a quality scent, quality presentation, and you're going to get it pretty timely as well. That is it for this video, you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys soon. Peace.